What's the smallest hill you'll die on? Squeeze the air out of a Ziploc bag before you put the bag in the fridge or freezer. I don't understand why my wife doesn't, and one of these days I'll have a decision to make. Good to know I won't be dying alone on this hill. Actual physical push buttons are way better than sensor buttons, like the Xbox 360 sensor buttons. Kind of a similar thing. I'm wanting to get a new car soon, and it drives me nuts that most cars nowadays have touchscreen controls. In my current car, I can change the radio station, turn up the fan, switch to AC all without taking my eyes off the road because it's all knobs and tactile buttons. If you, person A, pull open a door and someone, person B, is wanting to come through from the other side, hold the door and let them through. Similarly, if you are the other person, don't dilly-dally, walk through, because the alternative is person A awkwardly trying to pass through whilst struggling to maintain holding the door open, leaving person B waiting awkwardly for them to finish. Happens a lot at my office in the corridors and it does my head in. Similarly, let people exit the elevator first, before you get in, and if you're by the doors and it stops at a floor that isn't yours, step aside because someone needs to get on or off. Frozen isn't a Christmas or even a winter movie, it is literally set in the summer. A big part of the plot is that everyone was unprepared for the summer freeze. I will die on this hill. Yoo-hoo. Big summer blowout. Every day and every day are different, and not interchangeable. An everyday walk in the park versus I walk in the park every day. I work in IT and for us it's login versus login, as in Jerry forgot his login information, versus I was going to log into my laptop but my phone rang. Login is a noun. To login is a verb. Fight me. It's not a hot water heater. It's a water heater. This is now a hill I will also die on. Learn how to spell a name before you saddle a kid with it. For frick's sake. Yes, poor Frick. They meant Frank though. Greedo never even shot his blaster in the theatrical release of Star Wars. Han wasted that sucker before he even had the chance to pull the trigger. If you are on the highway and you try to move over 2 lanes to sneak into a packed exit right before the guardrail, you have already missed your fricking turn. Go to the next exit and turn around or try another route before anyone brings it up. No, I am not talking about merging. I am talking about seeing a long line of people waiting to get off an exit, and you breaking the law by crossing solid lines to cut in because you couldn't be fricked to read the signs for the last 2 miles telling you which lane you need to be in for your exit. Good drivers miss an exit occasionally, bad drivers never do. You should always use your signals when turning or changing lanes. If you don't, you're just lazy and the worst. Communicate what you plan to do with your screaming metal death trap before you are in the process of doing it. To add to this, use your turn signal first then brake. You are signaling your intention. If you don't like being around others, you're not antisocial, you're social. Antisocial is the joker. Incredibly petty and meaningless, but this always bothers me for some reason. I am with you. Not participating is not the same as destroying. Toll burgers completely nullify all the benefits of burgers and are an abomination unto cuisine. A good burger is the perfect portable food. It should be edible using only your hands and mouth, without cutlery, and without making too much mess. You should also be able to sample every layer of ingredient in one bite, without dislocating your jaw. Never understood why people went all with burger creation. If you want a bigger burger, go wider. It would be way easier to eat a delicious beefy chode. You can't just go around calling every bean paste hummus. Hummus contains, among other things, significant amounts of tahini, chickpeas, and olive oil. If it doesn't contain these things, it is not hummus. I repeat, not hummus. No, Ashley and Braden from the Juice Bar, you don't get to tell me that the white bean and kale mush on that $13 veggie wrap is goddamn hummus. Tahini, it's a magical place. Chronicles of Narnia should be read in the order they were written, not the chronological order they are being published nowadays. It's couldn't care less and not could care less. This shouldn't even be a question, but you'd be surprised how many people are willing to die on the could care less hill. I enjoy saying, I could care less, but not much. Returning a shopping cart is not that hard. It's the least you can do when utilizing a service. Your holiday card doesn't need an apostrophe. Examples: the Smiths not Smiths, the Janeses not Jones, the Neelys not Neelys, the Foxes not Foxes. Please, don't use an apostrophe, it kills me. Same goes for referring to decades. That radio station plays music from the 80s and 90s, not the 80s and 90s. When putting cheese or salami onto a Ritz crackers, you put it on the not salted side so that you can taste the salt when you bite into it. My wife feels the opposite and we've been arguing about it for 15 years. You're right and your wife has been living a miserable existence. BTW, I think this might be advanced level cheese and cracker analysis that laymen are incapable of. Greeters in shop entrances are annoying and unnecessary. They're only for loss prevention. There's someone already there when the detectors beep. Greeting people is just the happy facade. You don't ever remind a person with dementia about the passing of their loved one. It might hurt you to know that they don't remember. Maybe you need the closure of grieving with your loved one who has dementia, but they will not remember that tomorrow. To remind them is to torture them. Think about the first time you learn a loved one died. Think of the pain in that first moment. Every moment after that is slightly less painful. Nothing is like hearing it for it the first time. Tell them once or twice. That's it. Take that time, grieve together. You won't get it ever again. They won't remember it anyway. If they forget, don't fix it. If they ask where they are, you lie. Get creative. Do not put them through the shock and pain of hearing it for the first time. I hate those videos of telling my grandma with dementia that grandpa is gone when grandpa has been gone for freaking years. All you are doing is causing pain. Causing them pain. Causing yourself pain. And if you believe in the afterlife, you are causing your dead loved one pain. It's horrible. You are damaging yourself and your loved one. Please look into joining Else Connected, org forum and support groups if you are struggling with caring for a loved one who has dementia. Talk to others in your shoes. Call their helpline. Take care of yourself. TY for saying this. I'm horrified people put these on video and post them. I work in nursing homes. Just brush it aside. Like, I'm not sure, I think they went shopping. Because they'll forget anyways. With ALZ, they don't form the memory to begin with. Super Shredder from TMNT2. Secret of the Ooze isn't Shredder, but a third human mutant experiment created alongside Tokka and Razza. Go Ninja. Go Ninja. Go. Carpet flooring in bathrooms trigger me : just don't put a carpet in a bathroom. A bath mat is fine so you don't slip when you get out the shower, but not the whole carpet floor. Those new LED headlights should be banned. They might make the owner safer but not other drivers as they drive into fricking ditches because they were blinded by Klieg lights masquerading as car lights. I shouldn't have to insert my debit card followed by my PIN, then 5 different button prompts to get fuel. Frick, my gas station down the street takes about a minute to get from inserting the card to fueling. Insert card. Processes for 10 seconds. What is your zip code? Remove card. Are you a rewards member? Would you like a car wash? Would you like a receipt? What grade? Lift lever. Begin fueling. Frick, it's a goddamn 9-step process and sucks balls in cold Minnesota winters. And now the newer gas stations blast ads at you while you pump. Nearly crap myself the first time a voice right next to my ear starting screaming about Snickers or some bollocks. Freshly grated sharp cheddar cheese is better than store-bought grated cheese, and the difference is noticeable in the meal, especially in tacos. Well, yeah, aside from being able to use better cheese, the packaged grated stuff has starch added to it to keep it from clumping up. That's going to affect the texture and the taste. It's espresso, not espresso. Niche is pronounced niche, not niche. I'm fine with pretty much all Americanisms, but this one just feels like the auditory equivalent of stubbing one's toe. Niche really hurts my ears. Wireless is not always an upgrade. Bluetooth drains the battery on my MP3 player 4x faster. Wireless mice, keyboards, controllers need to have batteries, don't have as responsive connections, etc. I'm salty because the most recommended brand of bone conduction headphones, which I'm looking into getting, Used to have a wired headset with a 12-hour battery, which would have been perfect. IDKY it still needed a battery, but 12 hours would be enough to go a whole day at work even after the battery goes to crap. But no, they only sell new and improved ones with 8 hours of battery life and Bluetooth. Which means I'll have to get some stupid dongle to hook it up to my work computer, if that's even a freaking thing. Stop discontinuing wired devices. My fiance insists on pronouncing aesthetic as aesthetic. I cannot for the life of me stand it. I'd say that's his tiny hill. I do not want a smart home. Stop giving me smart home gadgets as gifts. My partner and I both work in tech and we are both too aware of security flaws to want smart locks, home cameras, whatever. I put in Wi-Fi connected outlets that flip certain lamps on and off when I tell my phone good morning good night. That I'm here for. But refrigerators that track your food consumption and create food lists is getting a little ridiculous. I already know most corporations and governments know my every move at all times. Leave me to pretend I have a slight bit of privacy left at home. Your fog lights should be yellow, not white. Definitely not blue, yellow. Yellow light won't reflect off the fog like white blue lights will. Kids can be annoying. You're allowed to think someone's kid is annoying. You don't have to tell the kid or their parents. But you can distance yourself if you want. You don't have to tolerate any kid if you don't want to is what I'm getting at. You shouldn't burn candles, spray strong room sprays in a public area. Some people are legitimately allergic and we shouldn't have to have a big rain all day because you wanted to smell pumpkin spice in your office. This Christmas decoration that my mom bought, she insists it's a countdown but I swear it's just a calendar. It doesn't make sense as a countdown because the numbers just don't make sense like that. It's a calendar. Tomatoes do not belong in gumbo. I'm from South Louisiana. I'm also Cajun and often make my grandmother's gumbo recipe. I moved out of state and made some friends. One friend asked me for my gumbo recipe, so I gave her my grandmother's. She skipped the roux because it didn't sound good then added tomatoes. When I told her this is a good soup, but it's not gumbo, she told me stop gatekeeping gumbo. All you Cajuns think you're the gods of gumbo. Well, we are. If you skip the roux it's a dumbo. Nothing after that matters. That people who vandalize public toilets bathrooms are the scum of the earth and don't deserve to live in a civilized society. They should be sentenced to live on an island together without any bathrooms. People who don't bother to put their shopping carts back where they go and just leave them wherever they parked are inconsiderate and lazy. Exception for people who are disabled or in the case of an emergency. Yoga and Pilates are awesome and any athlete can benefit from it. Just because you're a guy it doesn't make you feminine because you like to stretch. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.